Good morning, friends and family. Today is Tuesday, February 18th. We're starting our reading today with the Tao. We're on day 31st of reading the Tao. Sharp weapons are inauspicious instruments. Sharp weapons are inauspicious instruments. Everyone hates them. Therefore, the man of Tao is not comfortable with them. In the domestic affairs of the gentleman, the left is the position of honor. In military affairs, the right is the position of honor. Let me repeat that. In the domestic affairs of the gentleman, the left is the position of honor. In military affairs, the right is the position of honor. Since weapons are inauspicious instruments, they are not the instruments of the gentleman. So he uses them without enjoyment and values plainness. Victory is never sweet. Those for whom victory is sweet are those who enjoy killing. If you enjoy killing, you cannot gain the trust of the people. On auspicious occasions, the place of honor is on the left. On inauspicious occasions, the place of honor is on the right. The lieutenant commander stands on the left. The commander-in-chief stands on the right. And they speak, using the funerary rites to bury them. The common people, from whom all the dead have come, weep in lamentation. The victors buried them with funerary rites. All right, there's reading for the Tao, from the Tao for today. And getting into our reading on self-esteem. Here we go. A quote from Charles Frankel. Anxiety is the essential condition of intellectual and artistic creation. Too much stress can wear down our resistance to assaults on self-esteem, as well as to physical disease. At one time or another, we've all had trouble holding on to simply because we were too tired to fight back. We gave in to fatigue. But we mustn't draw the conclusion that stress is always as harmful as fatigue is. Fatigue is a matter of energy management, making sure we get enough recreation and sleep. Because exhaustion saps any program of growth, it's absolutely necessary that we arrange our lives to make room for adequate rest. But productive stress is also necessary if we're going to experience success. The up and doing creates anxiety, and anxiety creates the stress. Whenever we stretch to be more tomorrow than we were yesterday, there is going to be stress. So we'd better rest up for it. If we're translating the stress in our lives into positive experiences, we're elevating our self-esteem. Many of the new behaviors that become the building blocks of self-esteem are wretchedly uncomfortable at first. Even thinking about them may make us break out in a cold sweat. Of course, there will be stress, but it's the kind of stress that creates. If self-esteem were bread, stress would be the yeast in the recipe. All right, so let's look for places of healthy stress in our lives. Next reading from Language of Letting Go, and I've lost my bookmark. Oh, there it is. Today's reading on being right. Recovery is not about being right. It's about allowing ourselves to be who we are and accepting others as they are. That concept can be difficult for many of us if we have lived in systems that functioned on the right, wrong, justice scale. The person who was right was okay. The person who was wrong was shamed. All value and worth may have been dependent on being right. To be wrong meant annihilation of self and self-esteem. In recovery, we are learning how to strive for love in our relationships, not superiority. Yes, we may need to take and make decisions about people's behavior from time to time. If someone is hurting us, we need to stand up for ourselves. We have the responsibility to set boundaries and take care of ourselves, but we do not need to justify taking care of ourselves by condemning someone else. we can avoid the trap of focusing on others instead of ourselves. In recovery, we are learning that what we need to do depends on, I repeat that. In recovery, we are learning that what we need to do need to what we do needs to be right only for us. What others do is their business and needs to be right only for them. It's tempting to rest on the superiority of being right and in analyzing other people's deeper motives and actions, but it's more rewarding to look deeper. Today, I'll remember that I don't have to hide behind being right. I don't have to justify what I want and need with saying something is right or wrong. I can let myself be who I am. Yeah. Don't take any time and energy justifying yourself right or wrong. Okay. Last but not least, our reading on power. We were created with all power. We seldom feel the empowerment we've been given. Is that by choice? One would think not, however. We have quite deliberately created the chaotic world we're currently experiencing, and in it, we are stripped of real power. This is a confusing concept, no doubt. One probably thinks we have power or not all the time. But we have to remember that we're living in an illusion now. Nothing we observe is real or has any meaning. Likewise, the power God created us with doesn't exist in the illusory world. There is a way to reclaim that power even though we are still here in the illusory world. Seek the guidance of our Creator. When we do that, in fact, we are empowered wholly once again. Does that mean our Creator is here in this illusory world? His Spirit is, yes. In that Spirit that resides within us, always whom we call the Holy Spirit. It's with its presence always intact, we are as powerful as we need to be. We don't rely on it for our strength. We have none at all. This is too is true. Which truth will we be guided by? I have the freedom to listen to any voice I prefer today. How each hour develops will reflect the voice I choose to hear. All right, there we have it. Our readings for today, Tuesday, February 8th. Thank you for joining, and yeah, talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.